What's up everybody, Prof Smoke here. Today we're going to sculpt Jad from Old School Runescape, as you probably know from the title. I want to say thank you to everyone who voted on the Reddit post that I made asking what I should sculpt on the Old School Runescape page. And I also wanted to shout out my own Twitch stream, twitch.tv/prof_smoke. I did this fight that you're seeing on the screen right now. That's me playing it live on stream, and I also sculpted the entire sculpture live on stream. If that's something you think you'd be interested in, go over there and check it out. I also do like variety streaming stuff. Usually I just play whatever game that I want to sculpt something from and find something I want to sculpt, or sometimes I'll do actual sculpting or IRL stuff. So with that said, let's get right into sculpting Jad. To start this off, I'm going to paint the base with a nice red color so we can get a nice lava rock with cracks in between it, with the lava down in the cracks. And so that paint will be drying while we work our clay. We're just working the clay so it's nice and soft and getting it into shape. Starting off with the arms and the legs and just the general body shape and working from there. This clay was really hard, so I had to work it a lot, which took a lot of time, so we're cutting around a lot of that. And just building up layers of paint on our base again so that it'll be done at the same time as our sculpture. Since this was live on stream, I didn't have the luxury of being able to just leave it to dry and come back later. And we get our legs the same size and the same shape and begin joining them onto the body. This way we can have really nice symmetrical limbs. I'm just using these tools to blend the legs into the body right where it joins because that's the weakest point. Again, we just do the same thing but for the front arms. When I look at Jad, I kind of think of a rhinoceros or something similar to that. He has like a rhino frog vibe or something. So I really took that into consideration when I was sculpting the body style. The arms and the legs are very rhino-y. The body's very like frog-shaped anatomically, but also very muscular, which I've never seen in a frog. Now I'm making all the spikes that go into its body. What we're doing is we're rolling these out so that after I bake them in the oven, they'll be nice and hard. Then I can cut them down to the exact size I need and stick them into the soft clay of our sculpture. That'll give us all the nice rhino-ish spikes in the front arms and in his back and on his nose. It's also a great way to do claws and teeth. Now we're doing the little claws, the little nails in his hands here, and just kind of squishing them into place. These are hard to get to stay on just right, but I recommend using something like Bake and Bond. And now we're just really getting into the muscles in his back and everything like that, creating crevices, creating texture, etc. Working everything into the shape we want. The nice thing about clay is you can add little bits of clay in the shape of the muscles and then blend them into the back or whatever part. Now we're just poking our little horns. Yeah, those would be horns or spikes or whatever you want to call them. We're just poking them into the body where they would go, and I'm picking and choosing which ones I think would look better in each position. Jad has one spike in his back in the game that's like kind of rounded. It's like a nub spike. So I actually did like a broken horn in the center of his back. It's the biggest one. And and just getting the nice eye shape there, the eyebrows and everything. That way we can create nice divots where we can paint the orange for the eyes in later. This is really important to get the face just right. Faces are the hardest part. And now I'm taking some teeth, and they're pre-baked the same way as the spikes were, and I'm poking them into the soft clay inside of the mouth. This way it'll create indentations, and we can super glue the spikes into place later. It'll at least give us markings of where the teeth should generally go. I'm gonna mix together some burgundy paint with Mod Podge and just paint the whole thing a bunch of times, making sure not to fill in any of our details. You gotta brush over the details to thin the paint out so it's not so thick on the detailed parts. And now we can do the second to last step of our base here. I'm painting it with Crackle Medium. After about 15 minutes, I can paint another layer of paint, black paint, over top of it. And as the paint dries, the Crackle Medium will make really nice cracks in between the black paint, and it'll look just like the effect we want, that nice cracked stone with lava in between look like there is in the fight caves. And it's starting to come out there as the paint dries, but it'll be more dramatic when the paint's completely dried. I'm just adding a little bit of highlight colors and touching up any spots. And now we'll go in for the fine details. I'm using some orange for the eyes, and Jad has pearly white teeth as well, so we'll just paint all the teeth white. It's really hard to paint the back of the teeth, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I think the worst part of the sculpture is the teeth, for sure, by far. The teeth are just really hard to do. I think that that's the one slight regret I have, but I also think that the teeth still look how I would picture Jad's teeth, so it's fine. Now we're just going to go in on all the horns and paint it with a nice dark burgundy color. I'm using a small brush just to be really careful because I don't want to have to touch anything up. If we use a small brush here, then I can get all the horns and I'll only have to touch up a little bit of that red paint, maybe in one or two spots. Now the final step, all we need to do is glue him onto the base here. I'm using a generous amount of Gorilla Glue, just some nice clear super glue, and he's secured to the base within seconds. Here it is, the finished Jad from Old School Runescape Fight Caves. I have this one on Etsy right now. I just opened up an Etsy shop, had my first sale a few days ago. It'd be really cool if you want to check it out, or if you're interested in buying this sculpture. It's not very expensive, so head over there and check it out if you want to show your support for the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful day.